Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys, I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait, do you smell that?
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Good morning and welcome to draw number 8 of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. We are at the Swift Current Curling Club. You're watching on Curling Stadium. I'm Jim Nixon. I'm joined by Sean Joyce for this one between not local town favorite, but local province favorite, Rylan Kleiter, and Stirling, Scotland's own Ross Whyte. Sean, you certainly would be very familiar with Kleiter, and they've had a couple of pretty good years now in a row.
Yeah, they're perennial amongst the favorites anyway. The last few years at the provincials here, we'll be looking for them again to be in that hunt in a few weeks' time. Of course, it helps everybody in Saskatchewan that the McEwen team is already pre-qualified, so there's a lot of them feel like that does open it up. We've got a few teams that would be counted amongst the favorites, but these guys certainly one of them.
Yeah, that's a bonus for some teams in some provinces. We have the situation down here in the ladies' side that with Christina Black being pre-qualified, they all of a sudden have another spot available, and that spot truly is wide open. There could be any one of a number of teams get that, so exciting. Nice draw here. Both teams going at it pretty quick here, so that's always nice. Nice for us, nice for you. Kleiter with hammer after covering the pin in the draw to the button.
Have to admit, for a Friday morning, I'm not as prepared as I'd normally be. I haven't had a chance to look, but just glancing now, it looks like head-to-head, these two have only played once, with Whyte having a win, which surprises me a little bit because Kleiter's been on the
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
And we are back. And apparently Kleiter won in the first end because we didn't get to see that one. Apologize for that. We had some technical difficulties. Leave it not to me to try to explain that. I just know we lost a YouTube feed. But we finally got that back, and we're up and running and ready to take on the next 7 ends. Ross Whyte now with hammer in end number 2. Going to draw open side. I think that's the indication. I don't think he indicated corner, but he might have. Most of the time he'd throw a corner here. Yeah, it looks like maybe that's where he's going. Good corner guard there for Whyte. Rylan Kleiter now will play the intern draw around. Center, it's a pretty long guard. Ice has a little less curl we've talked about before than some weeks, and that's fine. It just means you have to adjust a little bit on what you're doing when you're playing these come arounds. You usually need a little more room to get around and bury things. Joshua Mattern. Not sure I've done a game this weekend that the lineups are not as we have them. Kyle plays lead for the Whyte team. This is one they're going to have to work hard to get a curl. They get enough. Just got to be very precise on weight choice. It's going to play the hit and maybe a little bit of a roll. So it's going to be okay. So Manor makes the hit and stick. And throw in second stones. Mentioned before that Rylan Kleiter from here in Saskatchewan, from Saskatoon, apparently 4 hours or so from Swift Current. Sean was telling us earlier that their provincials are coming up. Most provinces' provincials are coming up, but theirs are coming up first weekend in January with a slam next week. And I don't know if Rylan's in it or not, but I suspect he is. Going to be a very busy period of time for curling in Saskatoon. Like going around the corner. It's a good shot. Maybe a little deep. Yeah, a little bit deep.
Yeah, to address your previous comment, he is in the slam.
Is he? Yeah, good.
Qualified through they had to qualify through I think one of the tier 2s, if I recall correctly. I'm sure if I didn't, somebody in the chat will jump all over me.
Yeah, I did see something about that somewhere. I saw like a qualifying event or something like that, and I wasn't quite sure what that was.
Yeah, I don't I don't think they're one that got through on, for instance, and I don't even know for sure if the slams do this anymore, but they used to have the sponsor exemptions where it was a good opportunity for local teams to get in. I mean, you still had to be in that at that level, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's not how he got into this one. He actually qualified through an event, and he's right there on the cusp of the point standings anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I just need to get one or two more victories along the way and move his ranking up a little bit. He's still ranked relatively low for where I thought he'd be when I looked it up earlier today, but it's a nice looking shot here. Ooh, no, he didn't get by. Yeah, it was a nice shot till it wasn't.
Almost got enough of a spin at the end to put a corner of it underneath, but I think you can still see all of that and enough to roll underneath.
Yeah, I think you're right, especially in the right-hand hack. So Robin Bryden now. Whyte team, another team. Both these teams are similar in the sense that Whyte team has come a long way in the last 2 to 3 years. Ryland's kind of the same.
Yeah, his team's been together for a long time. Like, this is essentially the same team he played with in junior. They did have one player who retired for some silly reason, like becoming it was a doctor or a dentist. I don't remember. Sorry, yeah. Matthew. I just can't remember the specifics. But and that's when they brought Matthew Hall in. And he has been throwing traditionally second stones, but he's been the vice all along. And that this year they've gone to a more traditional lineup where he's actually throwing the third stones.
Yeah. We did a number of Ryland's games over the last year and a half, and Matthew Hall's always been pretty steady. Good sweep.
Yeah, they just got caught a little bit on the roll, and you could see that the indecision, like, what do we do with this roll? We're rolling Whyte to where we're leaving him a double, but I guess the saving grace, if he makes the double, the shooter stays open. Ross is hoping to hit the first one a little thick, come across the top of the second one, and maybe spin over either in behind cover or even all the way across. If he's taking all the way across, they got to be throwing some weight at this.
Yeah. Which probably shouldn't be a problem. The Scots don't have much trouble throwing it hard.
Yeah, no. They must have frosty ice conditions in Scotland.
Yeah.
They all seem to be able to throw it hard.
So Robin Bryden going to bring some heat on this one. Throwing the out turn to keep the rock spinning a little bit better. He's going to be close to getting what he wants here.
Might be a little too thin for what they had in mind. He's get a bit. Well, they could have swept that actually, but he's half in behind. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Lighter
without hammer.
Yeah, it is a fairly long guard.
Yeah, it looks so different on the long view versus the overhead view, doesn't it? It's it just looks like on the overhead, it looks like it's a mile out there. On the other view, it doesn't really look that far, but
the overhead, it's barely on the screen now. And I've done a couple games. I don't know how many you've had a chance to look at so far, Jim, and I honestly can't remember which sheets I've done either, but the couple of sheets that I've seen, it always seems like one side of the sheet curls a little harder than the other. So then I don't know if that's true on this sheet. We don't know yet which side it is, but this would be easier for one turn than the other on the sheets I've seen.
yeah, I agree. I don't know what sheets I did either, but even this morning's game, we found the same thing where on the in-turn, you could bury a rock, say, behind this guard, and in the out-turn, it was going to be really, really difficult. This is not going to do much, I don't think. I don't think he's going to get to the shot rock. Maybe. Oh, maybe enough. Can he get it out? Matthew Hall getting as much as he knows. No. So some big trouble here for Rylan Kleiter in the second in.
Yeah, it does make for an interesting decision here for Ross Whyte, though. You come around, he probably freezes to it and tries to take away those two in the back. You go to the open side, he tries the cross house, whether it's a double or even if he just gets in front of those two and he takes them away.
Do you ever just come around the yellow corner?
Well, that's what I think they might be talking about. You hate to cluster your rocks like that, but it's the only way I see to take away any shot where he rolls in front of those.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going to go with.
Well, it seems like they can make a dive in there pretty good, so.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been no shortage of movement to the corner on the sheets that I've seen, that's for sure.
Yep.
And both of these teams have played now one game anyway.
2 games. They're both 2-0.
Okay, so they'll both have an idea what it does to the corner. The first game that I saw, I had teams trying to play shots out to the corner, and again, with the draw to the button and everything is so geared towards, the pregame is geared towards going to the middle, and that first draw, you're guessing towards the corner. They should have an idea by now. Mine's good. If anything, this might overcurl.
Yeah. I think he got away with it, but it was close to going too far.
Well, yeah, it's going to be tough to get by that one to get to the back one.
Yeah.
And for Rylan, that's really where he needs to get. Like, you could corner freeze that one that was just thrown. The problem is, I think Ross could probably still get it out. If not directly, he could certainly run the yellow guard back. And as much as that doesn't look like a desirable option, these teams throw that shot so often and so well.
Yeah.
Like, you almost have to get to the back one here just so that he doesn't have anything that can run into you. And it's a tight port. By the time he's by the red one, to get by the stone that was just delivered.
So big shot here in the second end for Rylan Kleiter. Facing 3 Ross Whyte stones. I don't like the indication it might be heavy. Get off that guard. I think he's okay that way.
Trying to help it curl. That's the thing they tend to forget. You try to help it curl, and if it was already heavy, now it's heavier.
Yeah. So an opportunity for 4, not 4,
3.
sorry, 3.
Yeah, he did get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. For Ross Whyte here in N2. Pretty easy shot. Pretty much draw to the house. A little tiny bit better than 12 foot.
You could kind of see what Rylan did on his release there. That's always a tough one to do. So he tried to give it a little extra pop just to hold it out there to make that port. And I mean, I've been caught with that too. It's so easy when you try to give it that little pop. You're just trying to hold it straight, but you add weight to it as well.
Yeah.
You'd like to just get that little in-out motion, maybe a little bit more spin without adding extra weight, and I think he did both.
Yeah, I would agree on that. So last rock here, and then number 2. Ross Whyte looking for the house for 3. Play the same direction you just threw the previous shot. A little more room, obviously, and he's got backing over here, although I don't think he'd be planning on using the backing, but maybe this early in the game, he'd be thinking about it. Either way, he's got his 3. And Ross Whyte will take a 3-1 lead over Rylan Kleiter after 2 ends of play here at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. You're watching on Curling Stadium. We'll be back right after the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So we're back. Rylan Kleiter trying to recover from a big 3 in the last end, Sean.
Yeah, and you know, it looked innocent enough for a while. It was actually that rub coming by the corner guard. He had a chance to split the house sit too, and when they popped out into the open, just everything went wrong for them after that could.
Yeah, it's amazing how little it takes sometimes to change things totally around. Flip them on their heads. You and Kyle. Left-hander, not too many left-handers this weekend. I've seen 3 now, I think, and that's seems this year we've seen more left-handers than we usually see. Must have lifted the maximum number of left-handers in events rule.
I think we have 2 in this game, but
was there 2? Okay, I didn't even notice.
Pretty sure Josh Mattern is a lefty.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
They tend to like to throw them at me every once in a while, just because I get used to saying in-turn and out-turn, and then you realize, oh wait, it's a left-hander. I said that wrong.
Yeah. Trevor Johnson leads stone for Team Kleiter. And if this isn't heavy, it's going to be hard pressed to get over there. It looks close.
He's going to bump off just a little bit.
Yeah. Going to maybe work that a little bit to get a little bit more head on, but it's always a hard decision.
Yeah, because you'd like it to stop.
Yeah.
You will see those, certainly the better skips. They'll be making, and we can't hear them right now, but the communication in the house will be, can't bump on this line, can't bump on this line. Or, once it's curled over enough that you're going to stay in front of it, conversely, they'll say, good, the line is good for the bump. That one just never got to that line where they were going to stay in front of it.
Exactly, yeah. So Craig Waddell. And some of these front ends, some of these guys that are sweeping are beasts.
Yeah, he certainly gets his whole body low.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure onto that brush head. It's interesting. They're going to play this, try to play it as a full weight hit, make the double and roll across. I thought he might play the same shot. I mean, it's there. You get to basically the same line this time, tap it straight back. You'd have a wall of yellows behind you and you'd be a corner behind the guard.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
And this is a left-hander, so he should be able to get, this is his in-turn, and most will get a little bit more movement on the in-turns.
So Josh Mattern. This one's got to curl a bunch.
Just enough to jam and roll out.
It's going to be hard to prevent that. I think that was a really hard shot to make the double with regular weight. Down 3-1 though. It's not time to panic, but it's also not time to waste too much because we're playing what is he, like the 8th ranked team in the world or something. They're not going to give you all that much.
No, I think we're going to see a run back coming next. They got to try to move some yellows. I'm already conceding this shot's going to be made. I mean, it's going to be in the neighborhood anyway.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a lot of room. I think though, even if you just tuck half, they've probably got to run the front one.
Yeah, I think so.
He's going to get more than half under.
So here comes the aforementioned run back for Josh Mattern. Never seen Josh play second. I think I only saw him play third the last few years. And
yeah, he won't be late.
I don't know if he's going to get enough curl. Not quite, I don't think. Does set up another corner, though. Got some usable rocks. Now, if he could just figure out how to get there. Robin Bryden going to play a guard on these.
These can be tricky. You look at that last draw and how much it walked at the end. And it's real easy when you're trying to throw a guard on two existing rocks. When they move that hard as they're coming to rest, it's really easy to over curl this. Like as he was coming into the house last time, I was still saying, well, it looks like it's going to be a good half under, and they move so hard late, and that's the problem trying to throw a guard on an existing pair. Is if they take that little late bit of movement, you could find you over curl by half a rock.
Yeah.
Like this needs to stop. And that's what I mean. It's curled to the point where you could probably see a third of that. Even if you're not going at it directly, it means he's got better angle to try to get, like on the last one, they were so lined up. I think the best he was ever going to do was kill two.
Yeah.
This is lined up better to try to get all three. Matthew, I think in the hacks is saying, I can see it.
Are you playing this shot, or are you going to take one more shot at a run back where you've still got 4 rocks to come?
And I'm not at that, my playing days, we weren't worried about even and odd end in the third end.
No.
But you do so many games doing what we're doing now, and you do start to think like that. And I think in the third end, I'm still playing the run back. This is more, in the fourth end shot where you're kind of thinking, well, it's the even end, we're going to try to score anyway, you're probably more inclined to try to play this shot.
Yeah. After all that, they're going to play the run back anyway.
He looked at the back and said, it's the third end, we should run it back.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
We say that tongue-in-cheek, we laugh about it, but these teams are so conscious of even and odd ends right from the first end of the game, which is just, my generation. We didn't worry about it till in an 8-end game, we'd start worrying about it in 6.
Yeah. He's going to make some contact anyway. That's a good throw. You were never probably going to ever get rid of everything, not leave a guard or whatever. So I think that's about the best outcome they could hope for there. And the yellow one's currently wide open, so.
Yeah, it creates a problem for Ross, too. He'd like to come around the better guard, but you come around that, you might leave a double and buried. But he's got to be worried about it. It almost doesn't matter where you put this if you don't go to the other side. Kleiter's going to play that hit and roll in.
Ross is liking the idea of drawing just 4 foot on the other side, but.
Yeah, but he's going to play that hit and roll undercover. He's not going to worry about shot rock right now. That's what he's saying. He says, Kleiter's going to play this almost no matter what we play. Yeah. He's going to play this. And if you come around the red one, then he's got the double and roll behind the other corner, the wider corner. Yeah, it's not just that they moved all 3 yellows. It's actually the one that they left where they put it is in a good position for the Kleiter team. Like it creates a problem for Ross Whyte. Like, where do we put our next stone? Because he's got that one to come off of.
Yeah.
If we come around the guard that's guarding the 4 foot, we're going to leave him a shot for a double and roll buried. That's not very desirable. I'm not sure what this call is. Is he playing the split on the yellow?
I think he must be.
It doesn't look like a lot of ice. This must be the straighter turn then on this sheet. I can understand the call. If you don't like that rock where it is, this is your only way to move it is play a little draw weight split, try to get the shooter in behind the better guard and at least move the other stone where it's not as advantageous to come off of it.
So Robin Bryan now trying to split these yellows up.
Not sure he's making contact with it. This was tight ice from the get-go. I'll get a piece. Didn't get much separation, though. The double will stay open. That's the saving grace here.
Yeah, he probably can't come off the outside one and get buried. It's going to end up.
No, yeah, the shooter's got to stay open.
So Rylan's probably thinking blank at this point.
Well, yeah, he'd love to get back to a blank at this point. It was always in the back of their mind anyway. You get a blank here, you're hammer into the even ends again. And
yep.
Hate to beat that point to death, but it is something these teams are always thinking about.
You go close. Now he might not quite get the second one.
As long as he doesn't push it all the way behind the corner guard, he's fine with that.
Yeah.
Same issue now for Ross Whyte is he's got the yellow that's wide open that he can come across. So this is why they're talking about a nose hit here. I actually might roll. Yeah, I think they need to roll buried here. Well, maybe not. They're high enough if they make the nose hit. I'm looking at the overhead. If they make the nose hit, they're high enough that he can't make the double off of the open stone.
No, well,
look at where the yellow's going to be if he knows hits. Like if you were playing the double that's there right now, you could roll across into the side of that red and you'd be dead buried. Then that's why you wouldn't want to, if you were Ross, you wouldn't keep your shooter there. But now his shooter's going to be a rock's width higher. So you're not going to make a double off that one in the 8 foot.
Oh, okay.
Because I was thinking, well, if that was an option, then you want to roll dead buried so that when he makes that double, his shooter's got to stay open.
Yeah.
But he's going to be a rock's width higher. I think he's fine if he hits it right on the nose. With that ice, I don't think he's looking for a nose hit, though. He's got to be throwing a little bit of weight, and there is a sliver of that rock covered.
Yeah.
He's maybe trying to roll to the outside of sliver.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Ross Whyte with his first here, the third end. Just board, maybe control weight hit. Going to work it over now. He's going to roll a little bit to the outside, but not very much.
Actually did get pretty close to the nose, even with that ice.
Yeah. Well, then now figures if he can hit this one and roll behind the guard and get a half a shot or something out of Ross Whyte, then he might be able to get us 2 yet. Did you ever think of hitting the other one and flopping behind the corner on that side?
The wide corner, yeah, well, that's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to decide myself.
Yeah.
If you rolled in behind the corner, would you still be shot rock? And I'm not sure you would. It'd be close.
Yeah.
Like, you're definitely not going to be shot rock. You make this one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. And that's what I'm thinking. Because, I mean, he's going to, even if you bury this nicely, Ross just really needs to draw the house somewhere where the double's not possible and you've got nothing. So.
Okay, but that's, let me put that question to you. Where do you put a rock that you're not going to leave a possible double? With given where that first rock is.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to find a spot. This has got to get by. Where did they stop sweeping? He rubbed.
Oh, he did.
I don't know why they stopped sweeping.
No, he had no weight either. Maybe he got fooled on that. I mean,
yeah, you don't even have to hit that red one now.
No. No, they just kind of messed that up all the way around. I don't know if I assume obviously a little bit underthrown because he would have been looking to get that rock out of play at least.
Yeah.
Well, that weight, even if he made the roll, he was going to still be sitting 2. So.
I like Ross's first thought. You put a guard just off the center line. Like, I don't see a draw path. He'd be able to hit the one in the top 8 foot, but that doesn't give him shot rock.
No, he'd have to roll.
He'd probably have to draw that same port, which is not easy. Like, he might have to chisel in off the one he just threw.
Yeah. Ooh, don't like that scenario.
Well, I wouldn't like to throw it, but I think that's all he's going to have left.
Yeah. Not 100% sure what they've actually settled on here.
Oh, he's playing that guard.
Guard, yeah.
Does not look like a lot of ice. Now, granted, the big movement that we've seen here is once it crosses the center line, so maybe he feels this is enough to hold it.
Yeah.
We saw the 2 draws and even the guard attempt here. They make a big late movement, but they were already all the way across center.
It's Ross Whyte's final stone here in the third end. Rylan Kleiter holding hammer, but trailing 3-1.
If we'll assume that this is going to be made, do you ever, and I want to do it now because I want to do it before they start looking, do you ever take on the angle run in on the corner guard? Because if you run in that wide corner, you could actually double the yellows for 2.
Yeah.
But you're either making it or you're giving up 2 is the danger there.
Yeah.
Mind you, the draw doesn't look like a gimme. Well, this is too hot. The guard's too high. The draw's a little easier now. You could come through that port to the button. He's looking at the hack waiter on the open stone. There's enough room to finish because you have to roll to make this to score off this. He's got to roll in. But there's enough room between the guard and that stone in the 8-foot to curl off the nose and get a bit of a roll.
Yeah.
It's not going to look good from the hacks, but it's there.
Yeah. It's not much less ice than they took to throw the draw to that spot, though.
Well, no, but he's throwing a hit, so
yeah.
It won't be like it's going to be close to the same weight he just threw. I would bet backline to hack.
Yeah, he's going to have to be close to the guard for sure, but you have to be at this level, so definite outward motion there, but that's what he throws.
Already sweeping for curl.
Yeah. Might get there, might not. Got to curl a little more.
Might not have hit it hard enough.
So we'll wait a second, but I think yellow scored one.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. He almost didn't move it far enough. It could have been 2 still.
Yeah. He's throwing very gently today, Rylan. It's a big point, but looks like they're going to measure. We'll hold on here before we go to break. I do think it's yellow by...
Yeah, but I've been doing this long enough that I know that we can't necessarily always go by the camera, because the camera is designed to look like it's right over the pinhole.
Yeah.
But when you get into one of these buildings and you have to mount cameras, sometimes you have to mount them to what you have access to mount. Like the building was there before the camera, so you got to find a place to mount it, and sometimes it's not as directly over the pinhole as you'd like, and then this view can be ever so slightly misleading. It's a lot easier to tell when they're both at the front of the house, for instance. When they're front and back, if the camera's a little off the tee line one way or the other, it's misleading. Well, it's closer than it looked, but it is one yellow.
So Ross Whyte steals one here, and number 3. Now it's a 4-1 lead as we go to the 4th end. Here's Swift Current. We'll be back right after the break.
Hey, Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
So Rylan Kleiter with some work to do here, trailing 4-1 in the 4th end here at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. What's he got to do here? Probably just start making some shots, I guess, Sean, more than anything else.
Yeah, as much as anything else, that always helps. You make your shots. Certainly in the 5-rock free guard zone with the no tick. It's not hard to generate offense as long as you're willing to. You have to take a few chances, and on the other side of that with a 3-point lead, Ross Whyte's going to make that a little bit easier because he's not throwing center guards. That first one's a bit of a mistake. They certainly didn't want it that deep. But, he's going to come into the house at least twice, knowing that Rylan's likely going to throw 2 corner guards here. And then if the first 2 were good, like if you had your first one biting the button and the second one, full 8 dead lined up to that, you might throw a center guard with the 5th stone at the end, just because now it takes Rylan a little bit of time to clean up the middle. But the first stone's not in a great spot.
No. And Rylan will walk up and call this corner. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, and I think you might see Ross come into the rings again. I'm not sure that he'll guard that with one in the back of the house. And that makes it, it's all cat and mouse when you get into this situation. It's Ross isn't putting those stones in the middle to try to score. He's putting them in there because that sooner or later, Kleiter has to deal with the rocks in the middle, and then his rocks are going to be too close together. You'll leave a double somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Kleiter, on the other hand, plays this corner guard just to try to keep everything spread out as much as possible for as long as possible. This is tighter than they would have liked. You can't play the double peel yet. This is still just the 5th stone. But now those 2 corner guards are angled for a double peel opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what you see. Oh, he's looking at playing the tick now. I wouldn't have thought he would have done this.
No, me either.
I thought he'd come in because that double peel's a pretty decent angle right now.
For about 10 seconds there, I thought he'd just be hitting the one in the house because it sure looked like
wasn't going to stop. Yeah.
No. So Craig Waddell. He had a little bit of an in-out slide there. Or out-in slide, whichever way you want to call it, I guess. Touch it. That's a heck of a shot. So leaves a sort of a corner guard, but it's not very much.
Well, I mean, if you get around it, it still works. The thing is, it's now wide enough that it's probably into a spot in the ice that do you really know how to get there? Like, have you really tried a shot that wide yet?
So a double roll here.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm a little surprised he's throwing this kind of weight at it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's time to sort of say, okay, let's kind of try to generate something a little bit more than that here, because even if you make this, they just have a wide open hit, just with really not much for you to work with right now. So anyway, Josh Matter now going to be asked to play this double and roll over towards the other yellow rather, on the right-hand side. Josh throwing his intern. Pretty good weight. This is going to be real close. Somebody would sweep that off would be good.
Yeah, I think that ended up better than what they called.
Yeah.
They probably didn't see that. I wouldn't have thought you could have hit the front of the second one enough to spin up. They looked so even.
Yeah.
But tough to make this run back and roll, but I mean it's there. You can roll a bit, maybe enough to bite the 12-foot because it's so close.
Yeah, it's really close.
You don't want to catch the second red too thin though, or it's liable to go back and jam on that yellow at the back.
So Waddell, his final one here in the fourth. Robin Bryden, originally. Whoa. Good get, I guess. I thought he would just run the.
Well, that's what he called. That's what he called.
Oh, okay. Huh. I didn't miss anything then. He was quite a plan B.
You almost knew that it didn't matter what was made there. They were coming around something here.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
And this is the old, this goes back to my days when you're trying to score 3 with 2 corner guards like this. You go around the worst of the 2 guards first, let them peel that guard, then you come around the better one. And it doesn't matter if they hit the open shot. But that's the problem, because that guard got ticked over just a little bit. They were guessing a little bit at what they needed for ice to get there, and it didn't quite get fully in behind cover.
In the case of that one, it didn't matter what they played because it was always going to be mattered. I'm riding now. This first. Going after this. So it's going to be close to the guard. Real close to the guard. They will sneak it by.
Real close to leaving a pocket.
Yep.
Gets a little spin up. That actually benefits them.
Yeah.
He's not looking for the double here. He's looking to kill the back one and try to stay in front of the second one. So throwing it quiet, you still got to hit it. These are tough because you still got to hit it just a sliver on the broom side, but how much? Because the yellow's going to roll over a little bit.
Do you like the freeze in this position? Freeze tap, whatever you want to call it.
This is essentially a freeze. He's just trying to kill the back one and have the shooter stay in front of the second one, but they're tricky because, well, this is already over curled. The yellow's going to roll out from behind the red now.
Yeah, I guess that was the difference. If it's freeze, you at least leave them both there. So anyway, good effort. He had the right idea. So he can execute 100%.
It's still an issue for the Whyte team. Where do you roll this? And he's thinking about right in front of our own, because any place else we roll, you might leave a freeze where if he's half in front of it, you can't get it out because it won't go by the one at the back.
Yeah.
I don't think they're rolling in front of their own. Well, maybe still. That didn't finish as much as I thought it would. Probably not as much as they thought it would either.
No.
Now there's kind of a pocket. Like you come down, you do need to move it, like Rylan's saying, about a foot. You get to the nose, have it back about a foot, it'll chisel off the other one, and you could end up, there'll be about a foot of space, but 2 rocks wide, really hard to get the red one out.
Yeah.
A little more than 2 rocks wide. There'll be a little bit of air between them.
Matthew Hall here. Just looking to move those rocks around a little tiny bit at the back of the house. As Sean says, try to set up a little bit of a pocket where you can't easily remove your red.
Needs to stay on the nose. It's close. Oh, it's real good.
Yeah, nicely done.
He didn't get the spread on the back yellows as much as he would have liked. You could probably blast it and lose everything, but then Kleiter tries to come around the corner, and keep in mind that red guard that's just outside of the rings right now, definitely splittable if you start looking at blast and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I think with that, well, I guess with that broom, he could be doing it either way. We'll have to wait and see what kind of weight he throws. You could try to blast it, like you're looking for a quarter rock, or he could be throwing a little quieter and just look for the nose hit and stay in front of the red.
My guess is he's playing a straight pick.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I've just seen him throw a lot of those kinds of shots of late. Not of late, last couple of years.
This is a lot of weight to be trying for the nose hit. So, yeah, I think the pick is what he's playing. Got it absolutely clean.
Good news for Rylan now. He can make this a little better, and it could be really hard to get out. In that case, probably Ross would follow him down, but you need a little bit of a break somewhere. You can see the replay here, Sean. Nothing much about it. Just throw it hard and get a half an inch, and does a job.
Didn't even really throw it all that hard. And that's one of these things that's changed with what the teams have learned about the equipment.
Yeah.
The harder you throw it, the less the sweeping can impact the line. So even on a shot like that, they try not to throw that big weight peel anymore, because they want to be able to sweep it to hit just the piece they're looking for. The rocks are so lively, and that one didn't have to go very far either.
No. Rylan Kleiter now. Freeze attempt here. Rylan usually has good draw weight.
Yeah. I would argue he could even afford to move that yellow like an inch. That might be too much. No, that's not bad. And I was saying you could move it an inch because they were kind of angled where if you froze right on it, there was still a bit of an angle. Just blast it and see everything go. Really tough to get that red one out now.
Yeah.
You could nose it with hack weight though, and then you just get rid of the back one and stay in front of the red. How does he ever get two?
Yeah, that's probably the best result. I don't think you can really go at this one with the intent of blasting it out of there, because I
don't think it goes. Yeah. Looked like he was indicating for the nose hit here.
Yeah. Did you ever see the day, Sean, when like it doesn't happen every year, when they don't adjust fabrics again and brooms again? Because it seems like, and maybe you don't feel this way, I feel like the sweeping is just dominated a little more than it should still in the curling game. But
well,
probably
I think more than the fabric and the foam, it's an issue of you've got to put some sweeping rules back into place. There used to be, I mean, a lot of the stuff that's working, the techniques that are working, they were illegal 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But the wording of the rules got changed enough times that they're not anymore.
Yeah.
The other thing I might suggest, though, is that the striking bands don't need to be this thin, this lively.
Yeah.
This might roll off enough.
Yeah, I think it's going to. Maybe not. But
no, I think you're okay. It wouldn't have had to roll much further, though, because then you line up yellow-red to jam.
Yeah.
Like, it'll get a piece of it. He could play for the blank if he wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to throw enough weight now with this without losing that. So, yeah. Everybody's going to have a look.
Yeah, they're close together, so that there is going to be some drag, but I can't imagine it drags enough in that short of a distance to miss the second yellow rock. That's the only thing I could see that they might be worried about. And this is for a blank. This is not to score. This is make the triple and roll out. The only thing they might be worried about, you hit half a rock on the first yellow, it drags the red. Is there any chance that it misses the second yellow? And I don't think so when they're that close together. Like, I just can't see it dragging that far over the 3 inches of separation that there is.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that.
But I'm not positive.
Yeah. Well, we're probably going to find out.
Yeah, he's going to give it a go.
Rylan Kleiter, final stone here in end number 4. Already trailing 4-1. Throwing a big weight attempted triple takeout for the blank.
Well, we're not going to find out because he's on the wrong side of it.
So unfortunately for Rylan, he ends up picking up 1 here in end 4 and trails 4-2 after 4 ends of play here at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. Thank you for watching us in Curling Stadium. We'll be back right after the break.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
I have an idea.
So we're back here halfway through this one. Game featuring Rylan Kleiter of Saskatoon versus Ross Whyte of Stirling, Scotland. Kleiter trailing 4-2 without hammer now, playing end 5. Gonna have to get pretty aggressive, but really not out of the shed shot. He's got really just, he can even afford to force to 1 here and get a couple and be right back in it.
Yeah, it's not enough yet that you have to worry about panicking. Now it's an 8-end game, so can't afford to give up another deuce, I don't think.
No, I would agree, yeah.
Certainly it helps that Whyte's team came up light on the come around, so you could throw the second guard. I think they probably throw the second guard here anyway. You play it like you're playing for a hard steal. If you get the force, that's fine.
Yeah.
But certainly when that yellow comes up short, that's all the incentive you need to throw the second guard. You're not really risking anything. The reason that teams sometimes hesitate to throw the second guard, in my opinion anyway, is that it's tough to deal with 2 rocks buried in the 4-foot before you start. You know, you throw the first guard, they come around. You throw the second guard, they come around again. Now you got 2 rocks in the 4-foot that you have to deal with before you can really start to use those guards.
Exactly. Hugh and Kyle lead for Ross Whyte. Came up light on the in turn, come around. Going to go with the out turn this time. It's much better. Rylan looking to move it back just a little bit. The closer you get to the nose, the better probably in this.
Yeah. I mean, you want to put it behind the tee line, but I mean, if you could ever get right to the nose and push it behind the tee line, you're golden. But if you're going to roll open, you might want to roll well open.
Yeah.
Just so the hit and roll back's not as easy.
Josh Mattern. Going there to keep this straight, but I think he's got lots of room right now.
And lots of rotation. Like, this is not going to move.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, I think they just misread didn't recognize the rotation on that stone. He threw what I tend to call a helicopter, and there are situations where you need to throw it. Maybe he felt like he needed to throw it there, but then you got to sweep it differently because it's just not gonna move early.
No, and they kind of jumped the gun on that one, and as a result, they never got it back. So Craig Waddell now with his first. Oh, got to look after getting rid of some of these guards. No surprise there.
Might be trying to catch the one at the side of the 8.
That's nicely done.
Well, I don't know if they were playing it because I didn't see Ross get up and look. He looked over very late. But it's the nice bonus, certainly. They didn't need to play the double peel, too risky of driving it into something red, but
I was going to put that guard back up.
Yeah, and this just comes down to the fact that if you start playing around in the forefoot too soon, he's going to peel the guards, and the double peel on the two that are closest to the center is pretty easy. They're close together. So you want to delay that as long as you can.
Yeah.
And then I wonder when he decides it's time to draw in, I wonder if it's not the wide in turn.
Yeah, it could be if it'll come that far. It's a little bit challenging to get rocks in behind here because it just doesn't have a real snap finish. This is going to hurt.
Yeah, you don't get that across the hog line. It changes things.
Yeah. Right now, looking at what he wants to do with this red one.
Yeah, he's thinking about playing offense here. You come around, the run back is there, yeah. Would he at all be thinking about coming through the port and trying to play the split on the yellow? That's what he's looking at.
That's interesting. A lot of teams' first reaction here would be to peel the red.
Yeah, and you certainly could. That wouldn't be wrong. But I get what he's thinking too. Like, we get 3 rocks into the rings here, you might force Rylan Kleiter into a position where he's got to start playing defense in an end where he doesn't want to play defense.
Exactly.
He wants to play some offense. That red rock is pretty dangerous. He's looking at now, can we get rid of it and still get a biter? So looking at the gesturing, that what he's thinking here, we play the red one, try to roll into the corner of the 12-foot. So they're going to play this fairly quiet, try to hit it thin and get the shooter to bite. And the thought there, you saw him gesture at the short yellow run back. What they're thinking is, if Kleiter ever made the roll in behind, you've got your own rock to run back.
Yeah.
It's tough to make that run back, or that hit and roll in anyway. I don't think he's going to play the hit and roll in. I think if he's going to try to get there, he's going to draw wide on the in turn. The run back's still going to be there. You also might see him freeze that stone in the middle for now.
So he plays something on the red.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever any chance they were holding the shooter then, because he needed to hit it thinner to get the line right.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was a lot of conversation to do what half the people in the world would have done anyway.
Yeah, well, you could have just peeled it with more weight if you knew you weren't
Yeah.
holding the shooter. Thought Rylan might look at just freezing to this one. He's going to tap it back and try to roll open. Force, Ross isn't going to ignore the stone in the ring's not likely, so you hit that, and then you play the freeze to the one you're about to tap back.
Yeah, I like the freeze here as well, but...
Yeah, the issue you're going to run into is you make this, Ross is going to try to hit and roll back in front of the tee line and still block your path to the freeze. Now, he's got to make it.
Johnson and Mattern going hard on this.
This is going to cross it. He's dead light. This is going to be a straight draw. That's not a bad result, though.
No. Whyte's going to try to split the shallow, sit 1-3-4.
Yeah. Yeah, force Kleiter to make a decision. Are you prepared to, he might have to guard that red stone for his life just to get a chance for the force.
Yeah. So Robin Ryden. So it might be calling too much for the split. Close. And he'll get it on. Will the other one stay? Whew. And it did.
Yeah, so now you have to guard the red. The nice thing here for Kleiter, and you might want to make sure this guard is, not necessarily right in front of the house, maybe up about 4 or 5 feet, because now with where those two yellows are after the split, you peel this guard, there's a lot of shrapnel back there that you could jam it into.
Yeah.
That might be a little too high.
Yeah, definitely a little high, but...
Yeah, well, I think there's plenty of room to peel that without risk of a jam. You can look at the overhead. Half a rock still probably goes over that one in the 12-foot.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You get it a little bit closer, and then that half rock hit that is a very comfortable peel for most players, well, that's in the neighborhood of a jam, so this is going to be thinner than half.
So Rylan Kleiter will throw another guard on that same rock. Try to be a little deeper than the last one. Then assuming this is made and the peel is made again, what's Rylan's last shot?
Well, he's going to have to make a play on shot rock, I would think. But then how do you not leave a double?
That'd be tough. I think your shooter's going to have to...
The only way I could see maybe to not play double, and this is risky, you'd have to tickle that red first, hit the yellow, spin way across, but you need to move that red as well. And that's, you're flirting with the game right there. You just hit and roll off the yellow. I don't see how you don't leave a double off the red that's sitting there.
You could, I suppose. You could hit the red on the left side as well. On the right side as we look at it on the overhead.
Try to hold them both? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, roll the shooter behind the guard on the left and the other goes back. So as long as the shooter's the high stone and it's buried,
as long as you hit it hard enough that the yellow leaves, like
yeah, I know, yeah,
it's not overlapped by a lot. Now again, Ross knows that Rylan's going to make a play on the shot stone, so he's looking at what else can we do besides peel the guard.
Yeah.
He's looking at the long run in on the high guard. Run it towards the red in the house. Problem I see with that is if you make it, he's playing the draw around the red guard that he just threw.
Yeah, agreed.
Do you ever play the out-turn draw through the port, try to corner freeze the red, and then knowing that you've got that long run in on the yellow with your last one? Like you make the corner freeze on the red, you're in pretty good shape to get at least one. Like, how does Rylan draw for shot rock? I just don't see that he's got a path to get shot rock.
Yeah.
He maybe could play the double on the yellows, the wide, the yellow that's just biting the 12-foot onto the shot stone. That's probably there. Risky, but there.
Yeah. I like the out-turn draw here. So it looks like an out-turn freeze / corner freeze.
Yeah, he's got to corner freeze the red, because if he bounces off it at all, is the red straight back to kill the two yellows. Might be able to stay two buried.
Yeah.
Gotta keep a piece on top of the red here.
Yeah. I don't think he'll bounce off the red. I don't think he can throw it hard enough to get the curl and all that combination to make it work, but they might be able to carve it in there that much. Ross Whyte. Don't know if he's trying to play there or not.
Didn't have the weight. I can't imagine he was trying to throw a guard, no.
No, I don't think so either. No, I'm pretty sure not either. He looks like he's kind of surprised by it. I don't think there's any port there for...
Nope, there's not.
I don't know where the opportunities are for Rylan unless he plays his red one straight back, more or less straight back.
Yeah, I don't see that making things much better. Like, he could get rid of the yellow, but I think to play it, he's got to play it onto the red one, which means he's not going to have anything better than just full 8.
Yeah.
I think the double on the outside is his best bet. Run the yellow onto the yellow and biting the button.
Yeah.
The shot that they're talking about, and I wonder if they're looking to see if there's a port. I don't think there is. But if he's looking at bringing the red guard, well, they're looking to bring the yellow guard back. That's way too risky.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And it doesn't get you anything. Like, you're not going to have a rock in the 4-foot.
No.
If, it's funny that they almost needed to sweep that last rock a little bit farther. As much as they didn't want a guard, you could almost, it's hard to tell from our camera angles, could you get the red guard by the yellow enough to miss the red at the top of the 4-foot and get directly to the yellow at the top of the button?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's almost there. It might be there. It's the game if you don't make it. This double's certainly available.
Yeah, if you don't play this one, he's playing it, so.
Yeah, he'll play it for 3 for sure.
Yeah. So Rylan Kleiter with a chance to make a double to make his second shot be shot.
Yeah, now it does mean he's going to have to roll off a little bit, and that's going to leave a drop path for the single for Ross Whyte anyway.
Quite a bit of weight on this. Great shot.
Almost made the triple.
Whoops, kicking it away.
Somebody's forgetting to count the rocks.
Yeah.
That wasn't the last shot. It's always those darn leads.
Yeah.
You're either playing the draw for 1 or the run for 2, and I mean it's not far off the nose. He did leave himself all of that yellow stone. That's what he's looking at, and it's certainly in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, absolutely. Rylan couldn't really do anything more than he did, so good for him.
No, I don't think they were looking at the triple. It didn't miss it by a ton. He just had to worry about making the 2, though. He really never could look at that and say, well, there might be a triple there.
Yeah. Ross Whyte with the angle raise takeout for 2.
That was a big pop.
So it's got to back up a little more. It's going to be real close. Well, he made that look very easy.
Yep.
So Ross Whyte picks up 2 here in end number 5. Got ahead of myself a little bit there, and we'll have a 4-point lead. Score of 6-2 as we go to end number 6. Here at the RBC Dominions Securities Western Showdown. Jim Nixon, Sean Joyce bringing you this one. We'll be back right after the break.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
So back for end 6, Rylan Kleiter trailing by 4. Pretty much everything to the wall on this, everything you got at it, because it's an edge you really need to score at least 2 points.
Yeah, you got to get a deuce here at least. Then, you get the 2, you're still 2 down with 2 ends to play. You don't have to, it's not as desperate. Anytime you have to steal a deuce, that's tough. Like, there's not really a conventional strategy. You can't see my air quotes, but they're there. There's not really a conventional strategy to steal 2. All of these teams have stolen 1 point lots of times. Now, the fact that you have to do it 3 times in a row does seem daunting, but you can't think about that. You can only steal 1 at a time. So you get the deuce here, you're still alive. And with a 5 rock free guard zone and 2 corners, there's a chance to set up a 3. They happen all the time.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt them that once again in this end.
Yeah, Ross isn't going to throw anything in the center guard. So.
No, and you and Kyle threw his first one to the back of the 8 foot.
Yeah.
As he did a couple ends ago.
That's not as good for a double peel later. He played a tick shot last end that I was a little surprised by, but this seems like if you were going to try to move one of those, it seems like a not bad place to do it, but he's going to bring this third one into the rings here. He did take a look. I mean, it's flat double. But these guys throw them so hard. You saw him go out and take a look. I mean, he might have been trying to decide, can we make the double? And if he thinks they can, then he's not too worried about the guards just yet.
Bringing this one right in.
Yep. I'd like to get it dead lined up because you know that Rylan Kleiter's going to want to move these. And you've left him room where he can move it, get them all behind the tee line without having to throw a lot of weight.
I was going to say the same thing. It's basically a great opportunity here for Rylan to stack some yellow ones up at the back of the house a little bit.
If you get to the nose on that one, then if he wants to get them both behind the tee line, he's probably got to throw some weight, almost like a hit. And he probably in this case decides, well, we're just going to worry about getting one of them back there for now. He can get a lot out of this. Tap it behind and get behind the corner.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's not going at this with much weight. There's not really benefit in removing the yellow one. Curl up a little tiny bit. Well, Sean, I don't know. You just got to say that. I just don't think that was really well played.
Yeah, maybe just a hair too much weight. I mean, it's not horrible because he did leave all the yellows in play at the back.
Yep.
Just maybe spread them out a little more than I would have liked. But, I mean, I guess better there than leaving them all in front of the tee line. Yeah, it's not horrible. You know you're going to have some opportunities to draw, and that's what Ross is. Is there any way we can get 2 here? He's looking at running something towards that. The easiest double is to run the 2 on the, as we look at Ross, the 2 on the left side of the sheet. Play that double. The problem then is your shooter might stay. He's still thinking maybe they can catch the back end of that second rock, peeling the corner guard.
So
you got to make sure you get one to go away, and the easiest way to do that is to play the peel on the wide one, and if you happen to catch the second one, great. It's not easy, but you got to make sure one goes away here.
Craig Waddell with the peel attempt. One stone he hit probably a little less than half a stone. Maybe a little more than that, though. Good shot. Well, he's not going to freeze on one in the 8 foot.
Yeah, it doesn't, and not even that he's expecting these rocks to help him later, but you got to keep the play away from the 2 on the other side. You don't want him peeling that other corner guard if you can help it. He might peel it regardless. Depends how well this freeze is made. If you angle it where it can't be removed, and that's possible because that other yellow at the back of the 8 foot might be in the way, then Ross might feel he needs to address these.
Guys are working pretty hard at getting this one there. And they will. Not quite, but.
Yeah, but knowing that he can get that one out means he can probably deal with something on the other side.
So hit and roll here. Robin Bryden. They won't roll quite as far as he wanted, but
yeah, they won't actually be happy with that. They want it to roll past the guard enough so that this come around wouldn't be that advantageous for Kleiter. That rock helps Rylan Kleiter right there.
Yeah.
Get a perfect corner freeze to that stone. You're sitting second and third. One of them's buried in front of a corner freeze, and your chance for 2 is looking pretty good.
So Matthew Hall with his first. Sweepers sort of would indicate it looks a little bit warm.
Yeah, they have not even bent over yet.
No. And I think it definitely warm. Through the house warm. It's not going to be helpful. Quite through the house, but for all intents and purposes, number 5 or 6 down there. So
yeah, there's 4 yellows that would have to get removed before that one comes into play.
Yeah. Bob will now be asked to remove the red one. Pop it through the port.
This might be thin again. Well, if that red's ever going to come back into play, that takes one of the yellows out of the equation.
It does, yep.
I think you're playing that corner freeze again.
Matthew Hall looking to find a little better draw weight than the first one. Just a curl.
Yeah, they're a little bent over this time, but they still haven't laid a brush to it.
Not going to be much different than the first one. It looked better. It is better, but marginally. Number 2, though.
Probably still see half of it, and Ross thinking about the double.
Yeah. I can't even imagine thinking this as a double.
Well, I can. I mean, if you're going to go after it, you may as well go after the double. I don't see how he can possibly hurt himself. I mean, even if he hits it too thick, jams the second one, his shooter's just going to go into the yellow at the back 8 foot anyway, so he's still going to be sitting 3.
Yeah. Yeah, at least, yeah. He's going to make contact with both.
Yeah, It really looked like what he was talking about was to play the double. That's a good result. I mean, he's sitting 4. Rylan's not likely to be playing any doubles, so I don't see that red coming into play at the back.
No.
That's a tough freeze. Yeah, not a lot of good options here. You corner freeze the yellow, you blast it, and it goes over the top of everything else. You tap the yellow back. There's probably room to kill the red one way or the other. Either you're clearing everything over the top, or you're going to leave a port between the yellows. You can just pop it through there. They talked briefly about corner freezing the back one, hoping that it might go into the red, but even that, like you'd have to be very thin on the freeze on the yellow.
Rylan Kleiter trying to figure out a way to manufacture a couple of points here in N6. Which is the main reason you see 4 yellow ones around, because it just wasn't a time that he could play any takeouts.
Well, I think they want to move the yellow. If you're trying to move the yellow, to me, I think you're only trying to move it a rocks width. You just want to even up the 2 yellows to the back so that anything that Ross tries to run this red through it just rattles between the 2 of them and stays. But it's such a precise shot. I think this is going to overcurl. And now he's got the same shot to get rid of the red now.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to kill it, just needs to move it.
Yeah.
Out of the 8 foot. But it's essentially
as you said,
the same shot he just threw. Maybe can see a sliver less of it this time, but
yeah, not much difference though.
I guess if you get just a sliver more roll on that, it's probably pretty good. Yet the yellow-red run would have been short, but there's a cluster of rocks back there. It would have been awful hard to get it out if you've got to play it on that angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, get 4 more inches roll there. This becomes a lot trickier. Still not a gimme, but he did just throw it.
Ross Whyte with his final rock here in N6. If they could have hit that a little thicker, it would have been better for him.
He doesn't mind giving up 1, I don't think.
No.
You definitely didn't want to risk ever jamming it onto the red at the back, because if you jam it onto the red, it actually would have beat out those 2 yellows that are not quite full 8, and there might have been a shot for 2. So you make sure you clear that stone. And now all he's got is a shot for 1.
Just a quick reminder to everyone that's just watching it, we are only in draw number 2 of 5 here today. So stay tuned. And if you're living in Saskatoon, why not stay home rather than go out in that minus 25 stuff? Watch some curling.
I wish it was minus 25.
Oh, well, minus 30 then.
I see. It's warmed up a tad. It's up to minus 29 now.
Oh, okay.
A balmy minus 29.
Yeah, a good shot for Rylan Kleiter there. Does pick up a single. He will trail 6-3 after 6. Here at the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown, and we will be back after the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So we go to end number 7. Kleiter down by 3 without hammer. It's going to take 8 good shots for Kleiter and one miss or 2 from Whyte for this game to make it to the 8th end. Ross Whyte coming around the center guard. Playing that guard, same guard, just a little bit deeper.
Yeah, you're kind of forced now. You have to throw the 2 centers no matter what Ross does in the rings, because at some point in time, whether it's this end or the next end, you need to steal 2. And that's, let's just call it impossible with only 1 guard.
Yeah.
I don't think they meant to come all the way right down to this.
No, they didn't. They called for a guard in between that guard and the house.
I mean, you could still throw the guard on the next one. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. It just puts yours in the middle. So you throw the 2 guards. Ross would have brought another one into the top of the 4-foot, and then you come around and try to wiggle them. As it is, doing it this way, he's going to come around. Your rock's in the middle of the 2 yellows, and you're still going to throw that next guard, I think.
Yeah. I think you almost need as much help as you get out front and then make something really, really good in the last couple.
Well, because you know he's going to be peeling guards as soon as he can.
Yeah. It's going to be soon.
Yeah, you could throw one more tight one now. And you know, a tight guard can still mean biting the 12-foot. That's fine. He's got to get these 2 guards lined up with as much separation as possible.
Yeah.
The situation in the house is a little bit better for him right now, but it's still, like, you need a mistake basically to steal 2 anywhere you go. Even if the situation in the house is good, you know, a steal of 1 is a lot more possible, because of course Ross isn't going to be that concerned about a steal of 1. If he's facing 2 with his last one, he'll hit something and make sure he's not giving up more than 1, but this is not going to have any separation at all, and that was the 5th stone. So now they can play the double peel, and it's going to be hard to miss.
Josh struggled with draw weight here in this game. Hogged a rock, then threw another one that was light, and then threw this one, which is, you know, quite a bit light.
Yeah,
so
they were not looking for the long guard there at all.
No. Waddell looking to move some guards. Remove some guards. This is going to make everything go away.
Well, now I think if you're the Kleiter team, you got to be thinking, okay, we're not stealing 2 this end. We still have to find a way to steal 1. So you throw the guard, if it went right down to the last stone the way it is right now, you play the nose hit on the yellow and you make them look at 2. That's your chance to steal 1. So you've got a chance to steal 1, barring some colossal error. Now you're never going to get a chance to steal more than 1 here.
Yeah.
The colossal error would be it'd have to be a nose hit on this peel attempt at some point in time or another. That's the only way I see, where they leave you a guard and actually do some work for you in the house.
Yeah. Craig Waddell.
Probably see at least 2 more guards. Now that you might have to make a decision on Rylan's first one, because if you throw 1 more guard on Rylan's first one, and Ross knows the sequence of shots that I just talked about as well, he's probably not peeling it. He'll probably throw something else. So you might have to do something different on Rylan's first.
So another peel attempt for Team Whyte. This time from Robin Boyden.
I have to admit, I always found this the frustrating part when you're trying to play comeback in a spot like this. So you're throwing the guard, and that means from the time it crosses the hog line to where it stops at the other end, you're 20 some odd seconds, and by the time you get back down to the hacks to sweep the next one, it's already gone.
Yeah. So as we approach that point in the end when Rylan's going to have to possibly do something different, Matthew Hall throws his last guard. Last shot is a guard. So some nice guards here. This is almost going to miss. Not quite. So, considering playing it now.
Well, you have to play something now, I think, because if you straight guard it one more time, I think Ross likely does. Well, I would bet he doesn't peel the guard.
Yeah.
So the question is how hard. I don't think you can play this with a full hit now.
Yeah, that's the question.
That's the problem. You play with a full hit. At this point in the end, he's got 2 chances to make the double. That's the reason you don't play this any earlier than you have to, is you don't want to give him too many chances. But I think you want to leave the yellow or the red in front of the yellow somehow or another. Just jiggle these.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
It is.
We'll see what they're thinking.
I'm thinking almost like 3/4 center line side. Tap, tap, tap. So you'd leave the red, yellow lined up and then have the other yellow pop open enough so that you could play the double off that if you had to. Line was pretty good. It needed to tap it a little bit farther. I think the Reds go here.
Yeah, it looks like they will.
Here's the other thing. Do you have to play the top one? Like if you just pick the yellow, do you sit 2?
If you just pick the...
If you pick the yellow, it's just going to kill that red out of the top of the forefoot. Mind you,
I see what you mean, yeah.
You probably leave them a freeze path to the one just behind the button now. So yeah, you probably have to. Does nose get all 3 of those ones at the top? I think it might. You'd still leave them the freeze. You'd still leave them the freeze. Do you try to hit half the red one? Drive it by the first yellow, catch the second red, like you'd still probably triple, but it's the top 2 reds and you take that yellow out behind the button. Like that'd be the best result if you could make that. Get rid of the rock behind the tee line and both reds. Roll away.
So Ross Whyte throwing some weight. Looking to possibly remove both reds.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Looking at
Nope, just picking that one.
Straight pick. Now, because the angle's not going to get you shot rock, you probably have to play the same type of a tap. Again, nose on the yellow or just a sliver to the inside, and then use the drag to bring that red one as close to straight back as possible and try to get it frozen. It's got to be shot rock or Ross doesn't have to go after it.
Yeah.
So that's the tricky part when you're trying to use drag, and it's a thin drag at that, and you only want to move it well, let's call it, you need to move it a foot, but if you only move it 11 inches, that's not good enough.
No. But you're right, you really can't throw much weight at this, or you're going to probably pop it out into the open.
Yeah, exactly. You still have to throw enough weight to use the drag. And it's the overlap, there's not much overlap, so you're not transferring the full weight into the red stone. You're going to be close to the nose on the yellow, so you'll transfer a lot of weight from your shooter into the first object stone, but the second one's making very thin contact. So you're not going to transfer a lot of your weight into it. Trevor looking at just the straight freeze. The problem with that is the yellow red is just angled right onto. If you made it perfect, the yellow red is just angled to kill that easy.
Rylan Kleiter, this final stone here in 7. Trying to make some magic happen.
This one, boy, I think they need to sweep.
Oh, nice effort. Really nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a double there on the reds.
Yeah. And not taking any time to think about it. It's really just straight on the nose.
Yeah.
That was a nice shot, though, by Rylan Kleiter. It was not easy to throw enough weight to make that without throwing too much or too little.
No, and they were right. I was wrong. It did need to curl just a sliver more. The shooter didn't get much action on the shooter. If it rolls over 6 inches more, this is a real tough shot. Plus,
yeah, really tough.
Then you don't get as much separation at the back either. But
no. Ross Whyte, final stone and in 7, looking to end the game here. He's close, and he makes it for just one. But that's probably enough.
Looks like it is.
Yep. So Ross Whyte with a 7-3 victory over Rylan Kleiter. Going to have another look at this. So almost didn't make this.
Yeah, they were on the brush all the way down. He was a little bit inside the nose. They actually called the sweep off at the end. and
Yeah.
very nearly didn't hit enough of it. Only moved it a couple of feet, but
Yeah, he was trying to hit another inch of that at least. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if he catches the second one thick, it's for 3, and then we don't have to wait to see if they're shaking hands. We can be pretty sure.
Yeah. So that concludes our coverage of this game. And reminder too, the next draw starts at 2:30 p.m. local time. So for myself and Sean Joyce on the mics and Matthew Hone on production, I'd like to thank you for watching Curling Stadium's production of the RBC Dominion Securities Western Showdown. And we look forward to seeing you again after 2:30. Thanks, everyone.